Hello everybody and God bless. So I wanted to come on here and just give you guys a little bit of a soul tie testimony, I guess. And so basically these encounters and dreams and visions I'm about to talk about started, I think it was like late May, early June of this year, 2024. And pretty much what happened was my mom contacted me and was like, hey, I have a friend that would like to become friends or that needs fellowship. And so around that time, somebody else on my YouTube, on my comments with the same name as this person, was blowing up my YouTube, bothering the mess out of me. I mean, I felt so bothered. And even they was like, oh, I need fellowship and I feel like God is leading me to talk to you. And so I thought it was the same person because my mom told me about this person, but they hadn't reached out yet. And so I thought it was the same person, and I was thinking to myself, if this is the same person, absolutely not, because like my spirit don't feel right, my personality don't feel right. Like I used to say this all the time growing up, like that somebody annoyed my personality. Like that's who I am. Like everything about me has been annoyed. Okay. And it was like spiritual annoyance. Like as soon as I read their comment, I just got annoyed. And so I was just like, I'm sorry, but whoever this person is, like mom wants me to like connect with, absolutely not. And then I was like, something told me like, ask your mom what he looks like. And so I found his Facebook and I was like, oh, like totally different races, like not the same person at all. And so the reason why I want to say that part, let me just explain it real quick, is because it was the kingdom of darkness trying to hinder me from meeting this person in the beginning, from the very beginning. And then there was some things going on their side that was making them not reach out to me too, that I definitely believe that was all the kingdom of darkness, because I believe they knew that somehow when we connect, it was going to be very powerful in the spiritual realm. And so the kingdom of darkness was constantly trying to hinder us from meeting. And during that time, so I finally found out who the real person was, but they still hadn't reached out to me. And so the person that I am, like, I really don't care. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I would have just like been like, you know what? I'm just not gonna even reach out to this person. Like I'm not even gonna try on my own. And if they reach out to me, I'm probably just gonna like be dry as ever. And so I started having visions, like crazy visions, and all of them, and every single one I had, and I probably had them like every 2 days, every 3 days. I didn't write down any of them because they were so quick. And then I did have a few dreams too, all saying pretty much the same thing, was just like to be patient and that this person was going to reach out to me. I even got like, I was told like by email, I was told by text, and I was just like, they don't even have my number, like what? And finally, sure enough, that person reached out to me. But because of those dreams and visions, I didn't hold any bitterness. I wasn't upset. I mean, yeah, I did get upset at some point because during the time when they weren't contacting me, all of a sudden I got hit with this like demonic anger. I got so mad. I was screaming at everybody in my household. My mom had to like take my sister and leave the house. I got real upset. And then when my mom left the house and she prayed for me when she was gone, that's when I realized like this is something is really trying to get me to not reach out to this person, to not forgive them, to like literally just throw them away. And my mom even told me, she's like, I think it's Satan that's trying to get you guys not to meet. And I was like, what? Like we haven't even started talking yet. Like what is this? So finally they had reached out, and because of all the dreams and visions, because of what she said about how Satan was probably trying to separate us, I instantly just let it go. And I was very patient with them in the beginning because that's what those dreams and visions were showing me, to be patient. And so so fast forward, we started talking through email, and then eventually this friend got my phone number and we started talking on the phone and we started praying together. And the more we talked and the more we started praying together, I started getting more and more dreams and visions of this person. And a lot of the visions I didn't keep track of, but it's like I had a knowing. Like I was like, I knew you were there. I didn't see you, but I knew you were there. So the most recent ones have been very easy for me to remember, and I've been getting them a lot of times when I would like ask God, like, should I be talking to this person this much? And then I'll get like either a quick dream or quick vision. And so I had a dream. I had it on September 6th. And what happened was I had prayed and I asked God, I was like, should I be talking to this person this much? because I feel like I'm a distraction to them. Like, and when I say distraction, I mean a distraction for them to grow in God on their own. And I was like, I know, like, we're growing in God together, but I was like, for them to grow in God on their own, like, I feel like I'm being a distraction. And in the dream, I had communicated with them somehow, and I was like, hey, am I a distraction to you? And they had wrote back and was like, no, you're not. And in the dream, I felt the presence of God behind me looking down on that, and he was smiling, like he was agreeing, like, yeah, like, don't stop talking to this person, like, don't slow down, like, keep it going. And I think, yeah, that was when we really started praying together. So that was the first, like, strongest, like, confirmation for me that God wanted us to be friends. Like, God wanted us to connect like that as friends. And so then again, I was asking, like, because we were on the phone for a very, very long time, and this was yesterday, so it was Thursday, and we were talking for so long, and I was just like, I felt bad. I was, maybe I shouldn't be talking to this friend this long. And then I had a dream, and in this dream I saw, so if you know my mom's channel, you've probably already seen it a bunch of times. I don't know if I've ever posted it. So basically, we have this area that we do, like, we start Sabbath, and it's where we light the candles, the 7 candle menorah. It's where we blow our trumpets, and it's where we, like, pray to start our Sabbath. And that is called a spiritual altar. And in this dream, I saw that area, and I was told that it was an altar. And it's our altar because we that's where we pray, and that's where it's grown for our altar to God. And so I was shown in the dream that I am a part of that, but I'm becoming a part of this new altar with this friend of mine. And my friend was, so I felt the presence of God, like, right behind me again. And my friend, but God was, like, a little bit closer to me. And my friend was, like, over here, and I saw the silhouette of them. And so then I had that, and it was showing me that we have built this altar due to, like, our praying together and constantly talking to each other. And that's what made sense. Like, why was, because I was so confused. I was like, God, why do you keep telling me to talk to this person? Like, for what? But I trust you. And literally, it got to the point where every single time I thought about them, I felt in my spirit, wait, or I would get a sign to me that meant wait. And so I was just like, wait for what? And now I understand. Like, I think I was supposed to be waiting for the answer, and the answer was, I'm getting told to connect with this person because, like, obviously God knew that we were going to be, like, a force to be reckoned with in the spiritual realm because of our soul tie and our spiritual altar that we have. So then that night, because it was like, so it was like after this altar thing, and I was like, okay, so if this is true, because we had already prayed together over a friend of ours together, like, we were all 3 on the phone, and we prayed over a friend of ours. And when we had did that, that's when I realized on my own, I was like, we, like, really worked very well in that. Like, we bounced off each other, like, we were literally on, like, one accord when we were praying for that friend. And so I was just like, so this dream of the altar also confirmed what I was thinking. And then, so that night on Thursday in real life, we prayed over a friend of mine, and we were praying for them to, you know, be delivered from traumas and stuff. And so what happened was, after we finished praying, I went to sleep. Well, I didn't go to sleep after we finished praying over that friend. But we finished praying over that friend, and then my friend went, and then me and the person that I've been talking about throughout this video, we continued talking. And so then I went to sleep, and I had a very beautiful dream. And in the dream, it was that friend that we had prayed over, and she, like, after we had prayed over her, she, like, she changed. Like, it was her spirit. I knew it was her spirit, my friend's spirit, and then it was my friend's spirit. And when we prayed over her, her spirit just, like, lit up, and I knew that it was because like the demons got off of her. Like she was totally renewed and totally different, and she went away. Like she was done. It was like, I don't know, it's like you go to get a service done, and you know your service is done and you leave, right? And the workers are still there. So she leaves, and my friend and I, in the dream, I was like hunched down a little bit, and I was just overwhelmed and just drained. And my friend turned and looked at me like in my eyes. I mean, you ever have somebody like look at you like deep in your eyes and you feel like they're staring at your soul? Yeah. Anyways, and they were like, don't be overwhelmed. That's all they said. And all of a sudden I perked up and I was just like happy. Like I was super calm. And when I fully stood up, that's when I realized that my friend was a little bit taller than me, and it was the same person, and their spirit is like so nice. Like that was so sweet. Anyways, and then I felt the presence of God again in this dream. And I recently just realized that every dream and vision that I've had of this friend, I knew God was there. I knew the presence of God was there. And I've had dreams and visions of other people, but it's like it's just them, you know. So every single one that I can think of that I remember, I believe that God's presence was there, right? So sure enough, recently, like right before I started recording, that friend that we had prayed over was like, I feel like I've had a breakthrough and all this stuff. And I was just like, wow, that's so amazing. It's even more confirmation. So this last dream that I had about them speaking at me and telling me, don't be overwhelmed, what they were doing was speaking peace into me. And I've seen that I have the same gift, and I'm like, wow, that's so amazing. So I'm not sure if this friend has that gift on their own, or they just were able to tap into my gift due to our soul tie. But that was just, either way, it was amazing. And so today is Sabbath, right? And I was running around getting a lot done for Sabbath, and sure enough, I started feeling overwhelmed. Because when I had that dream, I was like, why tell me not? I was fine. Like I wasn't overwhelmed. Sure enough, I felt overwhelmed today. And as soon as I felt overwhelmed, I could hear my friend's voice speak into me, don't be overwhelmed. And so it really just helped me to just stay positive all day today and just keep moving as best as I could. So there's that. And then on September 13th, so today is the 13th. Okay. So September 13th, I was praying this morning, and I was thinking about my soul ties that I have with people. So I've got at least I think I have 6 friends. And I was thinking about, wait a minute. Okay. So I believe I have 6 friends, but the vision I saw really only focused on 5. Anyways, so what I saw was like I had a knowing. It was like tiers, right? And the lowest tier told me who's the least connected I am with out of my friends. And then the one that was in the middle was 3 of my friends, and they were like all on the same level. And so I don't forget the lowest one we're gonna call L. The one in the middle, H, and then there was A, and then T. All right. And then the top layer was this friend that I've been talking about throughout this video. And when I saw that, I saw a vision of my heart, like it came out of me. But yeah, it was like, it looked like a real heart, like not the actual heart, but like an actual heart. Yeah. And it was on fire, and it was showing me that our connection is like, it's there, like it's very on fire. That soul tie is tied. Our altar is strong, and we are definitely on one accord. And so the reason why I want to post this is basically, guys, to just give you encouragement, and then also to help you, to warn you, because like I said in the beginning, something kept on trying to separate us. And now that we've connected, like I don't feel anything pulling us apart on my end. And I just feel so open. Recently this friend asked me, like, how are you, like, who, like, are you with me? Like, do you feel like, basically what they were asking me, like, if I feel like I can't be myself with them. And I was like, no, actually, like, I'm fully myself. Like, I'm not holding back anything. Like, this is who I am. And I think it's because of that altar that we have and that soul tie that we have, that it just made it so easy. And it wasn't forced too. It was just like this natural connection we built. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we should like do a Bible study together. And I was like, okay. Oh, we should probably pray together. I was like, okay. And it was just all just super, super natural. And I personally just love this connection because of the fact that with this spiritual altar that we have, it not only fortifies our relationship with God, and it's going to definitely build us in the spirit, and then maybe some physical manifestations will be happening, but I also love the fact that again, I am being put in a position where I am useful. I'm useful. And I love that because of our altar, we can pray for people and we can pray over people. And I've seen us operate in the same gift when we talk to people. And it just bounces off, and it just makes it so much easier. And I personally just love it so much. And so what I'm saying is definitely pray and ask God. And I've talked about this before when it comes to just regular friendships and, you know, like soul ties with friendships, but pray and ask God, who can you build a spiritual altar with, and just fortify that relationship with God, because it's literally the most fascinating thing I think so far that I have been gifted with in the spiritual realm. Like, in the spiritual realm, all the gifts I've seen, this one is like all the gifts I've been given from God, like things that God has been been giving me. This right here, this connection and this altar, this spiritual altar, this soul tie that I have with this friend, I literally love it. It's so great and it's so amazing. So yeah, that's all I want to say, guys. So God bless you. Have a nice one.